Hello, Poke Peeps, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we have a cool matchup. I went up in the tournament, and I was playing this bad boy you guys see here, Ducksnore and Trevenant with the Cresselia, I think it is. That is similar to Volcanium, that you attach a psychic energy and then you accelerate 3 to the bench. Yeah, this little guy right here is very, very, very annoying. But I'm gonna let you guys see here how we try to counter to see how we win against this Trainer Ducksnore. And I'm playing, as always, Victini VMAX with Mew Mew 3 and friends. So let's go ahead and take a look right here. Over there, we're just setting up. My opponent has a very cool playmat over there, and we are just gonna shield here. Let's see who goes first. He starts with Cresselia, and unfortunately, I start with Dendene. Horrible! Oh my lord. We play Giant Heart, discarding that Charizard. We don't need it in hand, so we're gonna here get it out of the way. And if our opponent does Marnie, that will be much appreciated because our hand is doo-doo. So we're gonna get two energies here, trying to thin the deck a little bit. Probably getting only one. No. So, I'm going to fail that and discard the fire energy. I should have discarded that with the. I should have discarded the Charizard with the Quick Ball. That way I could get the Dendene, and I mean I would have lost the energies either way, but I would have saved the Giant Heart for when I draw 6 new cards. See? And there it is. We lose Fire Crystal, Fire Energy, and Palpad. Very, very bad, because we now need to play our cards very, very carefully. Our supporters, I should say. And now we have a bad hand. After that first one, we have another bad hand. We only have 2 Victini VMAX in hand, 1 energy, 1 Eldegoss. This hand is no good, no bueno. But we're gonna attach to the active and pass to my opponent. See how he responds to this play. Probably he has something better. There it goes. Air balloon into that Cresselia. Horror psychic energy. Pretty good. And there it is. I think that's that fog crystal. If I'm not mistaken, you choose between a psychic Pokemon or a psychic energy, and then you bring it to your hand. Pretty good. So it's like a what was the other item that we used to have before that one? It was the one that allows you to search Dragon type and Psychic Pokemon. So yeah, and then my opponent is gonna be playing greens because there's no abilities. This deck is like Green Sword, but instead of being Green Sword, is Green Trevenant. Ooh, look at that pesky! I must say that's one of the best stadiums of the new Chilling set that came out. I can't play Dendenis, I can't play Crobats, I can't play Eldegoss, I can't play the Heatran to switch the energies out. Horrible, very horrible. And my opponent playing Crushing Hammer to put pressure on me also. Let's see what else he had. And there it is, bumping the stadium. And there it is. I think it is Crested Moon or something like that. It's a fancy word. My opponent blocking those shiny energies. There it is, getting 3, benching them into the Trevenant. And now for next turn, all he has to do is Marnie and attack with that Trevenant and make our lives harder. There it is. We top deck a Boss Order, but our hand is whack. What can we do here? Because our stadium is bump, and not looking quite good, to be honest. All I can do is just try to try to grab a welder and another bosses, have it in hand, so that those Marnie, because the second Marnie, that comes, probably all those cards are gonna go right at the bottom, and also the Poke Gear allows me to shuffle the deck again, so that way I can draw something better. So let's see. All we can do is just a sad and depressing pass. All right, let's see here. My opponent has a bunch of greens into the deck, but now he's gonna play tackle, getting that Sinlin and another Ducksnore. Pretty good. Now you guys can see how good of a card it is right now. To be honest, it's not always been good, because you could have played this with Judge, but there was no way to accelerate the energies except for with Malamar, I think it was. But there it is. Another Fog Crystal, attaching energy, and let's see. He's going to start putting pressure on me, attacking with 150 and putting 2 cards from my hand back into the deck. And let's see which ones. The 2 bosses, I think it was. Oh, Jesus. Alright, there it is. Let's give it a little bit of a shuffle, and then we put the damage counters on it. There it is. Whew, and we top deck, I think it was the Quick Ball, because we didn't have it. But even though if I search for the Crobat, I can't play it due to the fact that the Annoying Stadium is in play. And if I thin my cards, that will only make my opponent's play all of his objective is to put me with no hands. So that is quite pretty bad, if you ask me. Let's go ahead here, keep it up. I forgot to put that music on, but we're gonna get that done and set right here. So our hand only has a Boss's Order and another Victini VMAX. So I would try to boss the other Trevenant. There it is. So that way we can stall a little bit. But my opponent has green in hand, so he can just easily greens for switch and put more pressure, taking the first 2 prizes, and then he has switch in the hand. There it is, beautiful, and I just concede. Let's go to game 2. I promise you game 2 is a little bit better. So let's go ahead and enjoy it here. Let's give it up a little bit of a good shuffle. But yeah, that Trevenant Ducksnore is quite annoying, and when I was playing here in this tournament in Oviedo Mall, there were 2 guys playing, the guy that I'm playing right now, and another player was playing the exact same deck with a little bit of more cards to it. Probably the next video that I upload is going to be that one, and I think I'm going to start doing that. Every time I go to the store, I will record one of my matchups, and then for the second round, I will record like a different matchup, so that way you guys are not always looking at Victini, because I'm a huge fan of Victini, to be honest, and probably that's what I'm gonna be playing when the rotation hits, and right now until it hits. So because I think Victini is a very, very good card. It's pretty busted. 220. If you go first, attach energies, you can just attach energy per turn, Boss's Order, evolve, and take a knockout. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. I love it indeed. But let's go ahead here and have a fresh new cards of 7. Let's see how we start. And pretty bad start again, due to the fact that Mewtwo is weak to Psychic. So that is a no-no. That is a free prize for my opponent, and I just, since I know that my opponent is playing Cresselia, and that's his way to accelerate energies, I decided to go second. But let's see how my opponent responds now. Because like I said, he's gonna have a little bit of a slow start here, because he went second. But having starting with the Mew is pretty bad, in my opinion. Pretty bad indeed. Let's see if we can get out of this hole here. Right now we can Cherish Ball, search for a Dendene, and then Pokemon Communication, get a Victini, put in the VMAX back. I think that's gonna be the play. And look at that! I forgot I had Ninetales in the deck. So that's gonna be pretty busted and pretty amazing. Because we're gonna be able to copy Trevenant ability and use my opponent's strategy against him. So for the newest, because I didn't have Ninetales, I was trying to like from all the other tournaments that I did, I wanted to put the Ninetales in it, but due to the fact that the deck is like the list that I'm running is like too tight, if I would say, it would be difficult to make space, but we can make space, no worries. And there it is, putting pressure into my opponent, playing the escape rope, switching out, putting him in the active. All we need is a welder, and I think we have it in hand. We're gonna discard that Victini because it's useless in this matchup due to the fact that my opponent is only playing GX Pokemon. And I don't think that my opponent is playing... Well, my opponent is not weak to Psychic. He's weak to Dark. So, but there it is. We're gonna use my opponent's strategy against him pretty good. We're gonna be doing Welder for 2. Drawing 3 new cards, Air Balloon into the Dendene, and I think it's called Ninetale Shifting or something like that. Shady Dealings, something, not Shady Dealings, something else. I forgot the name of it, but I copy the attack. I do 150 damage, taking 20 back because of the special energy. Plus, we're gonna be able to shuffle 2 cards away. And we target a green and an energy. That's pretty good. That is pretty good indeed, because now my opponent cannot search for I don't know, some weird shenanigans there for like a way out. But he has another greens in hand, so that was. I mean, it's okay that we put 1 back into the deck. And then he has hammers. We know that the other top deck is another hammer because he accidentally flipped it. But there it is, greens. Let's see what my opponent gets out of it. He's going to get that Path of the Peak. And that Path of the Peak is also dangerous against my Mewtwo. So that Path of the Peak is quite annoying, to be honest. I think I will be playing the Mars Shadow Resetting Hole in it due to the fact that that stadium is busted. It's like power plant. So it is quite annoying, to be honest. Quite annoying indeed. My opponent is gonna get another playing Fog Crystal, getting another Trevenant into play, and let's see how this goes. Attaching energy into it, crushing hammer. Let's see if it goes, and it hits. 1 energy out. But and he can discard our stadium, so that way I don't think that we have a stadium in hand or an energy. So let's see. Oh, yes, we do. There it is, energy. What else can we do? We have 2 Quick Balls, Pokegear, and Charizard and Heatran. But we can't search for Crobat, and we can search for what else? Oh, we got a welder out of that gear. We can't get Crobat, we can't get Dendene, and we can't get Eldegoss. So we are pretty much in in the brick zone. That's pretty good that 3.0 hit. Now we can try to accelerate an energy into the probably Charizard. There it is. Charizard, Welder for 1, drawing 3 new cards. Now we have Boss's Order for next turn. So that's pretty good. What I can do here, I can thin a little bit more the deck, but we're not going to be doing it. We're just going to be taking the knockout and shuffling 3 more energies into my opponent's. But he had only 2. Look at that. Now our opponent is on top deck mode. So that is just a quick pass. That's it. And we have Boss's Order, so that is going to be game, I think, because we just easily boss that and win. And there it is, Boss's Order. That item is, if you hit your opponent Pokemon, even if it's not knocked out, you put an energy back into my hand, into your opponent's hand. So that's a very, if you want to play a disruptive energy Pokemon deck, that item card will be useful in it. Probably that Inteleon. And yep, there it is. All I can do is top deck and my opponent concedes. And now we're going to be going on game 3. So yeah, using my opponent's strategy against him, totally worth it. I loved it. That's a good thing that I added Ninetales into the deck before we started the tournament. So now, hopefully, I can start with Ninetales again and not have it price. Because if we have it price, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, we can still hit our opponent, but once my opponent just plays money and hits for 150, shuffles 2 back, that's gonna be pretty hard to get back into it, you know. So hopefully we can play as because on his turn 1, if he decides to go second, he has to go second due to the fact that he needs to accelerate energy. If he goes second, if we're going first, all we need to do is bench a Charizard or Heatran and accelerate energy as fast as we can, because on his first turn, all he will do is accelerate energy. And if we can do Welder for 2, take the knockout into Cresselia, we can, you know, have a little bit of advantage. But let's see how it goes. Third matchup here. Let's see what we have. Oof, and we start with Resi chart. And ooh, my opponent started with Trevenant Duxnor. That's pretty bad. But he has the Fog Crystal in hand, so he can easily play greens, search for the switch, Fog Crystal, and power it up. He's good to go. So my opponent does not have a bad start. I think he has, yeah, he has 1 Fog Crystal in hand and a green. So he can search for another Fog Crystal and whatchamacallit? He needs something else. And a switch. That's what I was saying. A Fog Crystal and a switch. With the first one that he played, he's gonna get Cresselia. With the second one, he's probably gonna get the energy, and then the switch, hopefully with the green exploration. And then there it is. He has the helmet. He has Marnie in hand. I don't think he should play Marnie. I think that he should play the greens, get another Fog Crystal and a switch. That's his. I think that will be his play here. Yep, there it is. Yep, there it is. Greens for a switch and fog. Yep. Getting all the pieces of the puzzle. Oh my good sir, that is an energy. That is an energy. You need another fog crystal. There it is. And then if he wants, he can just accelerate it. Oh yeah, he was telling us right here that the big charm looks like a candy. And he was telling me, oh, I need the candy. I was like, what? What candy? There's only one rare candy. But he was confusing the big charm with a candy. That was pretty funny. But yeah, there it is. Green sword and fog crystal energy, and my opponent is good to go. The point now here is how can we respond to it? Because what we need to do now is hopefully try to get a welder, 2 energies, 1 more, and escape. Well, we have escape rope in hand. We have freaking escape rope in hand. That's beautiful, finito. Let's see what we top deck here. And we top deck a bosses. And we have a cherish ball. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Pieces of the puzzle coming in clutch. Attach energy per turn. Cherish ball. Discard the hand. Getting that dendene. Oh my goodness. We had a mild heart attack. So we have 1 dendene price. We don't have the 9 tails price, so that's also pretty good. But our main attacker is going to be Charizard here for now, until we can do some weird shenanigans. And DD change 4-6. Let's see if we get the welder, so that way we can do 230 into the active. And we didn't get the welder, but we have a Pokemon 3.0, so we're going to thin the deck using Giant Heart, because that's the common sense. Thin the deck a little bit more, count how many welders we have in hand. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got 4 welders. Whoops, 4 welders. The 4 welders are in, so it shouldn't be a problem to get a welder. It shouldn't, but who knows? Let's see how it goes. I told my opponent I'm going back in, putting Eldegoss back into the deck, getting a Pokemon so we can play it. Hopefully, oh, there it is. Beautiful. Love it. I really do love it. So that way we can put pressure in. If my opponent manages to take 3 prizes, we can reset stamp him to 3, and then use the shady 9 shifting thing it is, and then do 150 and put 2 cards in hand, and then we can disrupt it. And look at that! Last card! Oh! That Pokegear drew us 2 welders. 2 welders. Beautiful. So off to a good start here. Can't complain about it. Very good indeed. And as you can see, my opponent didn't like it at all. And then welder for 2. Bam. 1, 2, 3. 2 quick balls. Pretty nice. If we want, we can keep thinning the deck, but we are just going to slam 230 into my opponent's active Pokemon. It would have been so good if I had 6 energies there, so we can just take 1-shot kill. That wouldn't be perfect, but we can't. So we're gonna play with what we got here. 230 into my opponent. He drew that reset stamp, but the hand of my opponent doesn't look that good. He's eyeballing that boss's orders, and he also has Marnie in hand. He has also Cynthia and Caitlyn to draw more cards, but what he needs here is Mallow and Lana to heal. Or he can just bosses the Ninetales, do 150, so that way he puts pressures on me. But if I have a switch in hand, that would be the game, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see how my opponent plays here. Checking my discard pile, saying what have I used and what have not. And Marnie, he's gonna go for the Marnie. He is going to go for the Marnie. Alright, my opponent drawing. We draw. Oof. No supporter whatsoever. My opponent just played the Marnie. Our Marnie did not give us nothing good. Nothing at all. I mean, we're gonna take damage here, but we're also gonna take the knockout. What we need, oh, we can also use the Giant Heart to power up the Ninetales, so that's pretty good. But 2 cards are gonna get shuffled back into the deck, but it doesn't matter because they're Pokemon. So hopefully he does not take the. Let's see. Oof. A Victini, and I couldn't see the other one. But we're gonna check our hand. So that's Gucci. That's Gucci. I can even do Outrage and knock out my opponent. And yeah, he took the Charizard and the Victini VMAX out of it. And look at that. I have a boss's. We top deck a boss's order. What we can do here is. Oh, look at that. Giant Heart. And what I think that I will do is Welder 2 into the Ninetale. And then GX for the knockout. Or like I said, I can still do Outrage. So that's pretty good. And yeah, we're gonna go for that route. Getting that Welder and playing it. 2 into the Ninetales. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna do Outrage for the knockout. Yep. Taking the dub there. And 1, 2, 3. And also putting 1 energy back into my hand. But that's okay because we're doing 180 with Outrage. I think the deck should play Energy Switch for this specific scenarios, because you can just green, get yourself, or that could work too. Greens, get yourself an Energy Switch and Air Balloon. Attach Air Balloon, Energy Switch, retreat, attach another energy, and then that way you can stay in the game. So I think with this deck, an Energy Switch, you know, it wouldn't be that bad. And he attaches, I think, a second horror energy into it, so that will be 40 damage back at us. And he's going to be using the first attack of Cresselia that accelerates 1 energy and pass to us. I think my opponent only has 2 cards in hand. We draw Palpat. Palpat is really good. We also have Boss's Order. Yep. A Boss's Orders and Welder going back into the deck. Thanks to that Palpat. That Palpat is really good. The list didn't run Palpat, but I took away 1 energy and added because of that specific stadium. That stadium is really, really annoying. And then you can't play Eldegoss to get them back, so might as well shuffle them back and try to get them with the Pokegear. So yeah, I can take a knockout there into the Cresselia. But then my opponent will take 3. That will put us... Nah, yeah. Taking the knockout there, because we don't have boss. Yeah, I do 180, my good sir. 180, defeating the Cresselia. I have 2 prizes left. My opponent benching the another Cresselia. I don't think my opponent plays Dendene or even Crobats. So there's not a way that I can just like boss and get oof, and he's going to target that Ninetales. Putting pressure here, dealing the first 150, hitting oof, and he put back the Crobat. So if we top deck a stadium, we couldn't play it. We can't play Crobat, but that's okay because we have the advantage here. My opponent hasn't even taken one single prize card, and we have taken most of them. So there it is. We top deck an energy that's pretty busted, and now we're gonna be doing 150, taking 40 damage, but putting those last, the only cards that I think my opponent has in hand, back into the deck. Yep, there it is, and 150. So my opponent is on top deck mode. I know he put the cards at the bottom, but it doesn't matter at this point because the game is almost to an end. Because right now I got my opponent here in checkmate because he takes 2 prizes, and then I promote the Charizard and then do outrage for the knockout, dealing 180. Yeah, dealing 180. Yep. So that'll be it for the game. Taking the dub here, playing against Trevenant and that pesky Ducksnore and Trevenant. A very pesky card. Is very good if you get the combos with it. You can. It's like a control deck. It's very pesky. And like I said, that stadium that came out now. It's freaking busted. It cancels Mew, it cancels Dendene, it cancels Crobat, it cancels Cricketune. So even if you have Cricketune and then your opponent does Marnie and shuffle 2 back, you are in a very bad spot. But that will be it for the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. That will help me out along the way, and we'll also get this video out so other people and all the Pokemon players can look at it. The next video will be the other player that went to the tournament and played the I call it the exact same deck, but he had a little bit of more tweaks to it. But he was playing Ducksnore Trevenant as well against Pikarom. So stay tuned for that one, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.